Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Donovan and I'm just curious here. How many of you out there have struggled with your weight? Um, or some other body issue that you have with your body? Um, for those of you that have, I'm sure you can relate to this. Um, Back in last September, my husband announced that he wanted a divorce. He had found, sorry, I'm making noises. Uh, This guy had moved to our town. He was from New York, I believe, and he was staying with some friends of mine. And they're like, "Hey," they called me up. "This guy is new to town. He doesn't know anybody." And I instantly thought of you guys. He says, "Well, Donovan, you're always up to meeting new people, and you're very nice to people, and I think that it would benefit him to be friends with you guys." I said, "Well, sure." Excuse my voice, it's a little raspy today, huh? I said, put him on the phone. So I invited him. They did, and I invited him over for dinner. And we sat and talked for hours. Wait, it was kind of a good conversation, but you know when you get that feeling about somebody, you're like, there's just something about this guy I don't trust. Um, and I'm really sorry that I invited him over, kind of thing. Well, my husband, uh, I guess, took a shine to him. And what had been going on, unbeknownst to me, while this dinner party was taking place, was he had was sending, was sexting, I guess, my husband, sending him, pictures he shouldn't have been, things like that. So I guess that's where that intuition kicks in. I don't know. I can read people. So when we finally got him to leave, I took him back to my friend's house and dropped him off. And I didn't say anything. Just good night. Left. Came back in. And I told my husband he was kind of creepy. And some of the things he shared with us, you probably shouldn't share with other people. He goes, "Oh, I thought he was quite interesting, and he's just kind of rather good looking." And he's actually showing me the pics he was sending him. I'm like, seriously. I said, "You didn't send any back, did you?" He goes, "Oh." I'm like, "Yeah, right." He's like, "No, I didn't." But anyway, long story short, uh, late September last year, actually, I think it was the day after my birthday, and this is just a week after meeting this guy, my husband announces he wants a divorce. Because he wants to move in with this guy and see if they can make it work. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Seriously?" He wasn't kidding. So I'm not one to stand in anybody's way. So all right, good luck to you. And he left, and of course that didn't last very long, because come to find out the guy didn't really want him. He was trying to get to me, going through my husband. I don't know. Like I said, he was weird. But anyway, one of the things that used to trouble me was like my husband would make comments about my weight. I'm like, okay, yes, I am a little bit on the heavy side. I mean, it wasn't like big, but I could stand to lose probably 15, 20 pounds or more. I lost 50, but and I'm right where I should be. My goal weight's right on point. But he used to make comments about my weight, and I'm like, really? This coming from a guy that looks like he could blow away in the wind? I said, your ribs show, and of course mine are hidden under, a few extra layers. What's the difference? He's like, "Well, you were thinner when I met you." Yeah, well, relationships will do that. You get comfortable. I said, "I'm still the same person. I haven't changed a bit, other than I guess I put on some weight. I guess that was a big issue for him. I don't know." Uh, but it certainly was for me, because the things he would say, and even if he was just trying to be funny, it wasn't funny. Those things hurt. It affects your self-esteem and your self-worth. So that was something that I really had to battle after he asked for the divorce. Well, the first thing I did was, all right, I got my act together, started exercising. I did intermittent fasting, because I really watched what I ate. My issue was I worked night shift, and so you sit for 12 hours. You can't get up and do anything. So, you tend to put on anything you put in your body, it tends to stay there. It's like, oh, I don't care if it's salad, it still tends to stay there. But anyway, um, even after losing the weight, I look in the mirror and I'm like, I still see that fat person. Do you? I mean, do you guys, have you ever had that problem? I mean, I can see that I've lost weight, but if I really pay attention, but usually when I look in the mirror, I still see that fat person dying to get out. Like, let me out of here. Let me eat. I'm like, no, I just got you bottled. I'm not letting you back out ever. Uh, I was just curious if you guys have issues like that. Like when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Um, do you see beauty? Do you see? I mean, I see things that I'd like to change, especially after losing weight now. It's like you get these fine lines, and so I did speak to a plastic surgeon in a neighboring town. And he's like, "Well, what are you looking to do?" I said, "Just soften my look a little bit." I mean, I think because I dropped the weight so fast, I said it kind of, you got the fine. I look a little harsh, I think. And he says, I don't see it. He says, but because I think you're a little young for plastic surgery. And I'm like, how old do you think I am? I said, yeah. I guess maybe he didn't read the chart yet. He said, I don't know. I would have guessed like 30s, late 30s maybe. I said, no, late 40s. I'm going on 49. He's like, wow, I would never have guessed. I said, well, what I would like to do is some Botox and some collagen. I said, like Botox, like right through here, and maybe soften this up a little bit. I know I've got an expressive face, and my eyebrows are like, so I'm like, I'm not maybe able to get rid of those totally, because that's what happens when you have an expressive face. I said, but I would like to get some fillers to soften things up just a little bit, take a few years off. And he went to ask about how I intended to pay for this, and I'm like, oh, I'm paying cash. Whoa, boy, did he light up. He said, oh, hey, we can give you a brow lift, and we can do this. And I'm like, stop. No. I said, I'm not here for a complete overhaul. I'm just here for my 100,000-mile checkup, okay? I don't want to come out looking like Cher and have to sit down to blink. He thought it was pretty funny. But he says, I don't really actually think you need anything right now. And I'm like, he says, do you not like what you see in the mirror? I said, no, not really. So I was trying to look close, I said, but maybe I should I said, this is a whole new look for me. I'm not used to having cheekbones. I'm not used to having a jawline. I said, so maybe I'll just get used to it, and then we'll talk maybe in a year. We'll see how I feel then. But I'm rambling here, I guess. It's hard to explain. I mean, I am grateful that I'm thinner and I'm healthier, but at the same time, I'm like, I mean, I don't know if y'all can see, but there's some fine lines coming in there now. Now, my family's cursed with these, like, the dark circles. Oh, I hate that. So I do use makeup to cover that up. And I have to dye everything because my natural color is close to what this is, but it's silver. I'm completely silver. Weird, huh? I started growing gray in my early 20s. So, well, it was gray. It was white. Just, a little here, a little there. Before long, it was like, oh, crap. Now, it looks like my grandmother. Her hair, in 6 months' time, went from dark brown to this beautiful silver color. I mean, it was just gorgeous. And my mom's like, you should quit dyeing your hair and just go with that look. You look really good in silver. And I'm like, not yet. I'm not ready. Sorry, Mom. Not ready. Because that's like old. She's like, but you look so distinguished. I said, that's another word for old. Maybe I'm too vain. But I'm curious. Closing this out. What do you see when you look in the mirror? I mean, do you like what you see? Are there things about you that you would change if you could? I'm just curious. I mean, I don't think I'm ugly, and I'm okay with who I am, and I'm comfortable in my own skin. Um, like I said, my self esteem's picking back up, and it's uh, I guess losing weight does help a little bit. And divorces do wonders. They really do. Especially when you realize that, wow, the person I've been with the last 7, 8 years is an asshole. Who knew? Yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Um, and I think I'll bring this subject up again another time, just because I think it's something we should discuss further. Uh, how we see ourselves and what we think maybe others, how they see us. Just kind of curious to see what you have to say. So, yeah, leave some comments and just take care of yourselves and have a great day. God bless.